Emmanuel, God is with us. Emmanuel, God is with us. We had a really hot day today. It was 95 degrees, and you guys, pots make things appear hotter than anything else. So I'm curious to see how my garden did. My thyme is fine. The chicory's still flowering. Now the chicory in the ground, they had they really wilted bad, scared me. The leeks did fine. Ironically, this plant, which I think of as a cool plant, did fine. The squash that was already under insect damage, it kind of didn't do good. We'll see if it makes it or not. I'm not going to worry about it. The bean that was under insect pressure, as you can see, it's crispy. But it's holding on to that bean that it's got growing. So we'll see what happens. But the bean that I saved by working on these when they had insects is doing great. See, no insect pressure at all. Same here. This is my okra. Doing fine. Yeah, just great. So this pot's doing, I'd say, pretty much great. Come over here where my carrots are. Turmeric is accustomed to hot weather, and as you can see, it's got lusciousness in it, so it didn't wilt or anything. My dahlia was fine, you know. Let me see. The flower seems to have seen better days, but there's more coming, and the leaves were just like this. They were full and pretty, so there was no problem there. The cilantro that is going to flower, it's fine with its flowering. Now this is the Cherokee Wax Bean. The beans are fine. The leaves didn't wilt today. You see they still look nice. The flowering carrot, I'm not sure. I think it got a little bit of heat damage, but it was fine too. And even the flowers, they don't look damaged. Everything's good. The leeks in this pot were fine as well. The carrots are fine. Ironically, the lettuce that is down there was fine. You know, the lettuce did not have a problem with it. Now this lettuce is going to seed now, and so going to seed, no problems. This pot was fine. There's okra in that pot too, but you guys, the okra's little still. Oh, my romaine lettuce was fine. It's very heat tolerant. It didn't even bolt. There's a couple of them in there, and they're both fine. Is this one starting to bolt? No, it's not. It's doing fine. So that shows you, and you have to give things 10 degrees. If they're in a pot, if it's 90 in the pot, it feels like it's 100 to them. Like right now, it's still warm for this time of day. Oh, and this is a pole bean. It's a new one I'm trying, Eastern something, and it didn't have any problems. But I'm showing you this because I'm going to get to one that I was shocked that it had problems with the heat. This pot, I think I just have too much stuff in here, and it couldn't get enough water. And so these are my Blue Lake pole beans. And as you can see, there's some crispiness here. And when I went to water the pot, it was dry as a bone. And all my cucumbers had wilted really, really bad. And you see, they put on their first flowers. So I'm expecting cucumbers in a week or two. So I was like, oh no, we can't have these kind of problems right now. But that's what we're having. Yeah. This flower, whatever it is designed to bring the bees around when the cucumbers are flowering. Is that a cucumber? No. I'm just being hopeful. But I know they'll be coming soon. So the cucumber plants, they wilted really, really bad, and so did my celery. So I'm going to water this again tonight. I'm just going to give it 2 gallons of water tonight, and so it can drink up. And then tomorrow morning, hopefully it won't be bone dry. So as long as we're having 90 degrees, this pot is getting watered twice a day, you know, because I can't have it struggling like that. This was all wilted, and we'll see how it does tomorrow. But the celery, it came back no problem. But as you can see, the blue lake beans suffered. Now this one, which I guess is on the shadier side and gets more shade, this one right here is doing fine, you know. So it's on the shadier side, and so it had a little bit of coolness, maybe 5 or 10 degrees. That one's doing fine, and it's growing into the plant there, so that's great. Let's see, any other people who were having issues? Those are doing fine. I wouldn't expect any issues of the sweet potatoes, the peanuts, and the okra. Just forget about it. They're fine. These beans are doing fine, but you guys remember how I planted my pumpkin in shade? And I'm glad I did. This pumpkin wilted really, really bad today, but the ones that are in the shade that aren't getting as much light, so they aren't as big, they didn't even notice the situation. They were perfectly fine, no problems at all. I'm trying to see. Okay, yeah, everybody's still there. Nobody got eaten. And the further back they are, the better. You know, nobody kicked the bucket. So that was good. Obviously, the turnip greens are fine. The mustard greens are fine. Even the blackberry. Obviously, no problems with the blackberry. Now, my oats finally decided to give it, you know, to let go. My new pumpkin patch, again, it's fine. As you can see, they're putting on their first true leaf or second true leaf. Yeah, I think that's 2 true. Yeah. And no wilting, getting nice and strong, so I should have some great pumpkins for the summertime. So, I mean for the winter time. I'm sorry, for the fall time and the winter time. And even the pumpkins that were closer, got a little bit more sun, this is a little bit more shady than the previous pumpkin patch. So I planted this one second. And as you can see, everybody's doing great. You know, the first leaf might not have done so well, but they came back with the thunder, and as you can see, it's dotted with pumpkins. So yeah, we're doing good. My perpetual spinach, I came out here watering because everybody was wilted and they looked like they would have been dead within an hour if I hadn't have came when I came. The fava bean defoliated, you know, but the ones in more shade, as you can see, there are fava bean leaves on the ground. And these oats here, it was time. I could cut the oats down now, but you guys, I'm not a summer gardener. It was hot out here. I came out and I went back in the house. You know, it was every man for himself. And so, you know, they got water. There's parsley in there, and it's doing fine. Oh, you guys, my beets wilted something awful, and they haven't even, I don't even think they've come all the way back up. Yeah, look at them. They're still kind of laid out to the side, but they got a few new leaves coming out. But I mean, this is partial shade, but it's full morning sun. So, and it was 95 degrees this morning, and the beets were like, no, just no. They were wilted down to nothing. I lost a celery, and my summer garlic is down there. No problem. It'll be fine. You know, it won't be bothered at all. The chicory stressed out at 95 because it was 60 or 70 the day before, and to go from 60 and 70 to 90 was hard on it. But you know, chicory can take that. So we'll walk over to my second garden bed and see how the potted plants are doing. The chrysanthemums were fine. The heat didn't bother them. I watered them. My Brussels sprouts are putting on Brussels sprouts. My one Brussels sprout plant. I shouldn't say my Brussels sprouts, but you can see the little Brussels sprouts coming on. The heat didn't bother it at all. Strawberries are fine. Onions are fine. I'm glad I did. Let me see. I thought I had two. Somebody didn't. Okay, there's my. There. You know, this one's ready. Let me just go on and eat this. Ain't no use in saving that one. And have we got two here? I missed that one. And that one looks like it did get a little burnt. But I got one. They didn't get them all. Yeah, buddy. Gotta be quick. I want to show you guys something. When a strawberry is ready, it's red inside. It's not white. So, just so you know. Gardener's delight. Everything's over here is fine. I just planted this flower bed. Marigolds, zinnias, other flowers that I don't know what they are because I didn't put tags on them. But I think they're flowers. Put them over there. Okay. My raspberry bed did fine. Thank God. I just planted out my... You guys are getting close to July the 4th. This is, I planted this just now. And that's a Malabar spinach. And it's doing fine. Of course, I'm glad I planted it in deep shade for a transplant, even though I'm told it can take the heat. My newly transplanted melon is doing fine, along with my peppers and my little baby. There's a spinach in there, doing fine. You guys, it's that time of the year. Happy 4th of July. And my eggplants are doing fine. Let's check. My tomatoes are fine. So they took, I guess because these get a little bit of they're near the wall. See all those tomatoes? They're fine. Yeah. Okay. We just had one day. And I just transplanted a lot of these things. So I'm looking, I don't see anybody passing away. I just put this in here. I think that's an okra or a squash, because that's what I put over here this time, okra and squash. That squash is doing good for sure. And there's okra in here, and I planted a few tomatoes. I can't see them, they're just babies right now. But I don't notice anybody being dead, you know. And they're all kind of shaded. I put another chocolate striped tomato. I don't know about this one. That looks like it might be collateral damage. I don't know. It doesn't look good. I might need to put another cucumber there. This cucumber's doing fine. Those peppers look good. That's a flower. The marigolds there look fine. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so I see. How's this pepper doing? Looks a little sad. I don't know. So that's it. Jesus loves you, and I love you with all the Jesus in me. Be blessed, beautiful.